Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Okay, here is our joke of the day. What do you call a dinosaur that is sleeping? A dino snore. Get it? Because he would probably be snoring if he's sleeping. So a dino snore versus a dinosaur. Okay, next I want to finish up this green math review packet. So can you go to the last page? And I want you to try to do this word problem. That's what the WP stands for here. And see if you can do this last problem for me. So go ahead and press pause. Okay, go ahead and review your answers. You should have gotten 70 cents. If you did not, go back and retry the problem without copying it down. Okay, once you are done looking this over, you can put this away. Okay, so today's math goal in 16.3 is to see if you can organize data in different ways. So let's first start off with what we know about data. Data is information. And this information normally has to do with numbers of certain things, such as when we take the lunch account every day, the data shows how many of you are having hot lunch, what's the number of students that are having cold lunch or PB&J sandwich. So that is data that Miss Sitchy collects every day. Okay, so we're going to practice collecting some data and then organizing it into a bar graph. So actually at this time, I want to do some practice with you in our workbook. So can you please get out your black math workbook and turn to 16.3. You can press pause if you need to go get it. Okay, so we have organizing data. Use this data to make a bar graph. So a bar graph is a way for us to organize data. For instance, here is a bar graph showing the number of boys versus girls in Miss R's class. So for instance, on the left-hand side, you see the number of students, and it goes from 0 to 8. And at the bottom, you see girls or boys. So in my class, I have 8 girls. So I made my bar go all the way to the 8. And I have 7 boys in my room. So you can see why this is called a bar graph. Think of like a candy bar, okay? Or maybe a gold bar. They're in rectangles. So an easy way to think of a bar graph is one with rectangles on it. So you will be able to make a bar graph in our homework here shortly. Okay, so back to our workbook. We're going to organize the data that they give us. So we're going to just go ahead and, of course, read the directions. We always do that first. Okay, so it says, organizing data. Use this data to make a bar graph. Children at Grand School sold tickets to their school play. Color the boxes to show the number of tickets each grade sold. So grade 1 sold, you can see in this little box, grade 1 sold 8 tickets. So if you go to our bar graph, you can see that on the left-hand side, they have the grades. They have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and at the bottom they have number of tickets sold. So if grade 1 sold 8 tickets, how could we show this information? Okay, so we will take this 8 tickets for grade number 1. So on grade number 1, get your pencil ready, and we're going to fill in the 8 tickets that they sold. So I'm just going to start drawing my bar graph. Sometimes I just count them and then color it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I need to just quickly color in my 8 boxes. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make sure that you only color in 8 boxes. Okay, so you can see that in grade 1, number of tickets sold was 8. Yes, that matches. Double check your work after you're done. This is a wonderful habit to get into. Okay, grade 2. So let's look at our chart. It says grade 2 sold 15 tickets. So I want you to go ahead and fill in the number of tickets they sold. Okay, and I showed you that I could count the boxes, but is there another way, maybe a quicker way that I can make my bar graph? Sure, I can look at my number 15 over here. This marks the 15th box right here. So you can color from here all the way down to the bottom. From 0 to 15 is where we need to color. So go ahead and color that all in. Oh, I can see that they have grade 2 sold more tickets than grade 1. Ooh, let's see what grade 3 has. Go ahead and press pause, and I want you to put the total of tickets that grade 3 sold into the bar graph. Okay, so grade 3 sold 12 tickets. I'm gonna look, grade 3, yep. And how many tickets did they sell? 12. So I'm gonna find 12. Go to the left-hand side of this line, to this box, and I'm gonna start coloring in my boxes all the way to 0. Okay, press pause if you need some extra time to make sure that your bar graph looks like mine. You should have 8 tickets sold for grade 1, 15 tickets sold for grade 2, and 12 tickets sold for grade 3. All right, I'm going to move on. So now there's some questions that they're asking us. How many tickets did grade 1 sell? Well, if I look back up here, it says grade 1 sold 8 tickets. And that is what I marked down. So I can put down 8. You can see for number 1, how many tickets did grade 3 sell? They did that for us. Grade 3, they sold 12. So the purpose of a bar graph is to show us a comparison of information. So this bar graph is comparing 3 different grades: grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. And they're comparing the number of tickets that they sold. So we need to find which grade sold the fewest tickets. Fewest. So remember, the suffix est means that all 3 options here, which one had the least amount, the fewest. So which one sold the least amount of tickets? 8 tickets, 15, or 12? What is the smallest number? Say it out loud. Yeah, 8. So what grade was that? Which grade sold the fewest tickets? It's not asking how many tickets did they sell. What grade? Okay, so 8 tickets. Oh, that was grade 1. Great work. Okay, moving on to number 4. Which grade sold the most tickets? Ooh, what grade sold the most? So we're looking at the biggest number of tickets sold. So I see that this bar is way at the end. This grade sold 3 more tickets than grade number 3. So our answer must be grade number 2 sold. Wow, 15 tickets. That is the most out of all 3 grades. So I'm going to put down grade 2. Okay, see, all the information is right here that we just made. How handy is that? I love how we can organize this data into an easier way to understand what this means. Okay, this gives us a good visual so we know we have a better understanding of how many tickets each grade sold. So I want to ask your opinion. Do you think this is easier to understand by itself, or do you think it's easier to understand this? If you could only have one of these to look at, which one would you pick? Would you pick the list, or would you pick this bar graph? I would probably pick this bar graph. It's much easier to understand. And I can easily see what grade had the fewest and the most without having to do any math in my head. I can just see, oh, this one's shorter. This one's the longest. Okay? All right. So, number 5. How many more tickets did grade 3 sell than grade 1? So we need to look at grade 3. Grade 3 sold 12. And grade 1 sold 8. So I can mark these two mark these two bars with my fingers if I want, and all I'd have to do is go like this. I can make a line if I want. So this is the stopping point of grade 1, right? They sold 8. So how many more does grade 3? Oh, so here's grade 1, right, sitting at 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got to 12. So they sold 4 more tickets. I could have also done this. Well, grade 3 sold 12 and take away how many grade 1, which was 8. So 12 minus 8. Okay, and I could have stacked them up and I would have gotten 4 for my answer. Which grade sold more than 13 tickets? Ooh. So which grade sold more than 13? Well, I can look at the number of tickets sold. I can look at 13. Here it is. Is there a grade that goes past 13? Yes. Grade number 2 sold 15. So I'm going to put down here grade 2. Okay. All right. So remember that today's math goal is to see if you can organize data into a bar graph. So I want you to do the back side of this 16:3. So just take your time. I want you to remember to look at each side. Okay. Just plug in these numbers into the chart, and then you can do some short answers to these questions. Remember, these graphs help us visualize all this data. It's much easier to see it laid out on here versus just looking at this list of numbers. Okay, have a wonderful day. Please feel free to rewind my video if you want to understand something a little better. Have a good day. Bye.